Hi guys, recently I had a friend over for dinner, so I made this seafood linguine, and it was filled with scallops and prawns and all coated in a rich tomato saffron sauce. It takes a little bit of prep though, but it can all be done ahead of time so that once you put your pasta on to boil, if you're quick, you'll have the sauce done by the time the pasta is ready. Start off by using a serrated knife to quarter 10 cherry tomatoes and add them to a bowl. I think it's a really good idea to prep all the ingredients and divide them into categories according to when they're going to be added to the pot. Next, take 4 cloves of garlic and thinly slice them. You can add them to the tomatoes if you like, but I actually want to add them before the tomatoes, so I'm going to put them into a separate bowl. Next, I'm going to prep a small bunch of this beautiful rainbow chard by taking off the stalks, chopping them up, and adding them to the tomatoes because they'll need to be cooked at the same time, before roughly chopping the leaves to be added later. These leaves will really benefit from a spritz of lemon, so go ahead and half a lemon now and add half to the bowl with the charred leaves. Now add a good squeeze of tomato puree to a jug, maybe 3 tablespoons, followed by half a teaspoon of saffron strands. This is so expensive, so it's totally optional. Leave it out if you like, but this came to about 2 grams. Now set it aside until right before you add it to the sauce, when you'll pour in 300 milliliters of boiling water and stir to dissolve. Now let a large frying pan come up to a screaming high heat before you add the oil, and add about 300 grams of dried linguine to a large pot of salted boiling water. Follow the cooking instructions on the back of the packet, but linguine should probably take between 9 and 11 minutes once it sinks below the water. Once your pan is screaming hot, add 3 tablespoons of olive oil and 30 grams of butter. Once melted, add your scallops. I have 12 here and allowed to cook for 2 minutes before turning them all and cook for another 1 minute. By now they should be beautifully caramelized on both sides, so go ahead and take them out and set them aside until they're going to be added right at the end. Now bring the heat down to medium high and add your garlic, and just stir it around for literally 30 seconds before you add 100 milliliters of dry vermouth. This is going to deglaze the pan and release all of those brown caramelized bits. Those have concentrated scallop flavour and will dissolve into the sauce. Next, add your chopped tomato and your charred stalks. Add a little pinch of salt. Give it a quick stir for maybe 30 seconds before you add your tomato puree and saffron that are now dissolved and steeping in boiling water. Add a 1/4 teaspoon of chili flakes, stir them in and allow them to cook for 2 minutes before you go ahead and add your charred leaves. Give them a generous spritz of fresh lemon juice, then add some peeled and deveined raw tiger prawns. I have about 15 here. Now just clamp the lid on and allow them to cook for 4 minutes, during which time the pasta should be done, so go ahead and pass it through a colander. Once the prawns and charred leaves have had their 4 minutes, go ahead and stir them all up so that everything is dispersed evenly throughout the sauce. Pile in the cooked linguine and stir it all up so that every linguine strand is nicely coated in that rich tomato sauce. The best way of doing this actually is with a pair of tongs and lifting up a bunch of strands and letting them drop back down from a small height. Now add back in the cooked scallops from earlier, give them a quick mix and serve at the table. Then just give one last stir to make sure that everything is nicely dispersed throughout the dish, and scatter over some roughly chopped fresh parsley. So that's it, really straightforward but very fancy too. And if you'd like, you could put a little scattering of finely grated parmesan on each plate as well. Thanks a million for watching guys, this dish really was so tasty and I really recommend that you all try it at home. If you liked the video, hit the like button below and subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. And check me out on social media, you'll find all the links to my accounts in the description below, as well as the link to my blog where you'll find the full recipe at www.rookiecook.org.